Hi, I'm Jamie from Sci-Fivision. Thanks for talking to me today. I enjoyed the 5 episodes we've gotten so far.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Jamie.
So can you start by talking about when we start this season, obviously he's the new deacon. So can you sort of talk about what that means for him and how he's adapting or not adapting to that?
Yeah. As you said, we finished season one, the finale. Maurice kind of steps into this leadership position as the deacon of the Council of the Americas for Vampire. A lot of words.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think Maurice was ever out for power or a position like that. He's not a paperwork guy. So I think being deacon and now having all of this responsibility was is more so a side effect to saving Reginald's life and in essence his own life, because if Reginald failed the assessment, both of us would die. Uh, so I think coming into season two, Maurice is digesting. Wow, I'm now in charge of all this stuff, and I don't know. I think when you spend decades kind of plotting your revenge against the vampires who took your family and all that, eh, and being outsider and going against the grain and just not really tidying yourself in with the vampire council, standing up to that system, and then in a way becoming the poster boy for the system, fighting the man and then becoming the man. I feel like he's got an identity crisis now, and he struggles with kind of the theme of what makes me now, if I'm not going up against these people. And I think he has to dive in within, and I think he holds on to his moral compass and his sense for justice, and then of course falls back on his friends and Reginald. So I think it's a united effort, this newfound responsibility.
Okay. Is there anything, I'm not sure what all you're allowed to say, but is there anything else that you're allowed to tease that can sort of tell people what's to come without spoiling too much? You told quite a bit of I mean, that's kind of his main part, but is
Yeah.
there anything else you can?
Um, well, I think if I can put in my own words, summarize, season one was more so about the survival of my progeny Reginald and myself, and so self survival and keeping us alive. And then I feel the shift now for season two with this new power and responsibility for all the vampires. Not only do we want to rewrite the definition of what it means to be a vampire that's more inclusive for you know people like my dear buddy Reginald, we also now have this huge looming threat hanging over our heads, from these new characters who we see come into the world, our universe, and these angels who are omnipotent and can do whatever they want basically, and we basically keep that theme of survival but turn it up a notch, and then stakes are higher. This time it's not just me and Reggie gonna potentially wiped off the face of the earth, but all the vampires. So I think the stakes have just been upped even more. And
Yeah, definitely.
we have a lot of new characters, and I think we all kind of come together and unite to fight for our lives, basically.
Now, I was just thinking about it as I was talking to you about some of the scenes, and it made me wonder. I gotta ask, is it hard to wear that hat without laughing? So
Indeed,
that's my question.
yeah, yeah, that's a heavy hat. Whoever made that, they get their props, because that was definitely a cool. Wow, well, I didn't realize it made a joke. Whoever made that deserves their props. The
Yeah,
prop guy.
the props department. Yeah.
I'm cooking. I'm cooking. Yeah, no, that hat was fun. Um, Not my favorite, but I I think it was cool. I think some of what makes being an actor so fun is getting into the wardrobe and getting in the makeup and the hair chair and playing around with the blood for this one, and all of that stuff really, creates the world. And you have to do less as an actor when you have such talented people, crew, cast, and everybody around you. So big ups to the team in Canada and Victoria, because it takes a village, and this is like everybody's baby. We all enjoy playing make believe and making this story come to life.
You mentioned the blood. Is that something that you enjoy? I think people seem to feel differently about it.
I don't per se enjoy the taste, but I'd be lying if I didn't say almost every time I end up covered in it. I got a bunch of pictures in my camera roll. Like
Yeah,
it's
of
fun.
course, you have to.
Yeah. So those moments are always special. Um, it's cool to basically play someone who's immortal, and yeah, it gives you in your real life, it's like a placebo effect. So it's fun.
Right, fair enough. Talk about how he has changed since he met Reginald. Just kind of not necessarily personality, but just how it's affected him, I guess. Because I think he's definitely different now.
Yeah, indeed. I think Maurice was pretty comfortable, whether comfortable or used to just being on his own, not being part of a family or a group. And I think he's kind of now found his group and his family, and obviously when you have people you care about and people you need to protect, you move differently, and you think of things before you act. It's not all about you. So I think he's definitely changed and will continue to change. That's that.
All right. Can you say anything about his relationship with Angela? Because that's definitely a lot different this season too.
Yeah. Um, Angela, well, she's my sire, so there's that sire bond there where we always have that connection, and it's a bit of a give and take and a yin and yang and all those cool words. But I think we have this Mr. and Mrs. Smith dynamic. We have that sexual tension, and there's the love there, and then all the bad stuff. I do have grudge against her for good reason. But when you're alive for an eternity, you kind of got to play around with a different level of your reality. How long do you hold a grudge for? How long does a revenge plan last if you're immortal? And
Yeah.
The only people gonna be around with you are those same people you have the beef with. So you might as well fix it. And yeah.
Yeah, gotta get over it eventually, I guess, right? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to hopefully getting more of them soon.
Yeah.
See the rest.
You do.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.